Hey guys, it's Debunk for Life here. Today I'm back with another video. In this video I'm going to be debunking ScrewAttack's Android 18 versus Captain Marvel video. Now, this video I could have done it a while back, but I just didn't have the feeling until, you know, the Thor versus Vegeta video. So now I'm going to be doing it. And before we get into that, I do want to talk about a couple of stuff. One, I want to thank all of you guys for, you know, viewing my Thor versus Vegeta video, because that's the fastest growing video I've had till this day on my YouTube channel. I've never had a YouTube video make that many views at that fast of a speed. I did expect it to, you know, be successful, but even when you do expect something, it's still, you know, it means a lot when you see it. So thank all of you guys, even the people who disagree with me or don't like what I have to say. I also appreciate you guys for checking out my video before you talk about it, because I feel like a lot of people, they go onto a video, they don't even see the video, they see something that they don't like, and then they disagree. But you guys actually checked it out, even if I don't agree with what you say. Also, I want to talk about my comment section. In my comment section, unlike other people's comment sections where they have the whole, you know, it has to be a friendly space where you can't say insulting things, I don't do that shit. On my settings, I left it as anybody can say what they want. I don't know how you know, YouTube works. YouTube might still delete your stuff, but just know I'm not deleting your stuff. The only comments I would ever delete are those spam ones where, you know, have somebody's ad or, like, you know, have those sexual messages. I don't fucking want no spam bots on my fucking channel, because I want these the comment section to be for discussion on the videos and what you guys think about it, what you agree and disagree, and, you know, just have a conversation. I don't want it for these spam assholes to come up. Also, I just don't like the first ones when people say it's first. I'm not gonna delete those, but those are obnoxious. They don't really say much. But yeah, so don't worry about saying anything vulgar and stuff. You're not gonna have to worry about the editing thing, because I really hate it when I go to comment sections on other channels and I see somebody saying stupid shit. I want to call them out and go off on them, but YouTube is too soft on people, and they're like, no, you can't say this and that. And I really hate those YouTube channels where they try to make it all soft. Like, that shit is bull. So in my channel, don't worry about whatever you say. You can say as fucked up as shit you want. You can say whatever the fuck you want about me. You can be rude, you can be disrespectful, you can call me stupid, you can call me ugly. I really don't give a shit. In the end of the day, everybody should have the right to speak, say whatever they want and speak their minds. And I'll never delete your video, you know, I'll never delete your comments if you guys say something. Oh, you do say something stupid, I'm just gonna call you out and say, you know, call you out and talk shit about you. The only time I would say it's going too far is when you're threatening somebody. Besides that, you can say whatever the fuck you want. So yeah. Also, before I get into it, there was somebody that disagreed with me named Superboy. He disagreed on that video and my Goku Block versus Reverse Flash video, which you guys should go check that out. In that Thor video, he gave a whole laundry list. I said I'm not going to read that crap. I did read it, because I was like, you know what, let me read it. He had some good arguments and stuff, but here's the thing. I don't know why you guys don't understand. I'm not saying that Vegeta would be Thor. All I'm saying is Death Battle's video, a lot of their videos, when they say this or that or give out information, it's incorrect, and they need to really cite their sources so we can go check it out ourselves and find out. Because a lot of times when I've done it and I found out the shit that they say is just incorrect, or they didn't know what the hell they were talking about. Very few of the information they put out is genuinely correct. So that's all I was saying. Every time when I do these videos, I feel like these morons, like, you guys are legit stupid, I think. Like, especially Dragon Ball Super. This guy, Superboy. This guy sounds completely stupid. He's giving me this whole laundry list saying, oh, he would be Thor. I never said that Thor wouldn't win. I even blatantly stated out loud that I don't know enough about Thor. I'm not going to assume that Vegeta's going to win just because I like Vegeta or I like Dragon Ball. I don't know enough about Thor to do it. That's why I made that a reaction video, and I'll be making a debunking video later on if I do have information to debunk it. But yeah, I never stated that Thor would lose. The only time I've ever stated a character would win was in the Boo vs. Kirby video. The other videos, I didn't state anybody would win or lose. So I don't know why everybody keeps on messaging that shit every time I do these. Like, are you guys stupid? Do you not listen? Or are you just brain-dead morons since birth? Like, I keep on telling you guys, I'm not saying this character would or that character will win. All I'm saying is, hey, the information they're giving is incorrect and calling it out. I don't care if they win or lose. These people say for this one, Android 18 beat Captain Marvel, so why do you guys care? It's not about winning or losing, it's about how you represent their power. Are you representing it correctly? People are going to disagree and say what's wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with that. So yeah, I've been rambling a bit, so let's get into this video. And I forgot to mention in my beginning little rant that I'm gonna be editing some of the stuff, trimming some of the stuff out of my Thor versus Vegeta video because I've been getting copyright claims by Rooster Teeth. It isn't me trying to hide anything because I'm not that type of person, but yeah. Rooster Teeth, basically, they issued a copyright claim. I'm fine with the copyright claim, but I already have 2 strikes. I just don't want it to turn into a copyright strike and get my 3rd and get my channel, deleted. So, yeah. If it is, too many copyright claims, I'm going to message them. Hopefully, that'll get through. If it doesn't, then I'll probably have to take that video down. Because I'm not risking another copyright claim. Even though I'm getting good views on it, I just don't want to do that. So don't think I'm scared and I'm trying to hide it because, oh, I looked wrong. I don't really care about looking wrong. Yes.
So that makes them cyborgs,
okay.
not androids. You'd think a doctor with Giro's prestige would know the difference. I'll just chalk it up to a classic case of revenge madness. That happens to the best of us.
Here's the problem with that. It was stated in the original Japanese version of the anime and in the manga, they were referred to as cyborgs. The only reason they're called androids was because of the Funimation dub. When the dub got their hands on the property, they started calling them androids instead of cyborgs. So no, Dr. Gero wasn't wrong. He did call them cyborgs. It was just that the English dub changed it to androids for whatever reasons. Also, they call them artificial humans and mechanical humans and stuff like that. So he never referred to them as androids. He did explain what they are pretty well. So yeah, that's just wrong.
Skills and mechanically enhanced senses for superb situational awareness.
And she's got the strength to back it up. This chick can embed a person straight into the side of a cliff with a single smack.
Okay.
Or shoot explosions out of her hands.
She does this by harnessing ki.
They keep on explaining the ki, but they don't showcase the feats that they're doing. Possibly even planets. Like, we've never seen them. Like, Frieza wasn't destroying planets. Let's be honest. These guys, Screw Attack's gotten better now with, giving Dragon Ball respect. But back then, they used to be so disrespectful with their shit, saying they could maybe be planet busters. Like, no, they're definitely planet busters. Frieza's a planet buster. These characters are way stronger than him. They should be planet busters themselves. Like, that makes no sense, the fact that Frieza can destroy a planet Vegeta with ease, with, like, just barely using any of his power, destroyed a planet with 10 times Earth's gravity, but you think these 2 characters are far stronger than him, possibly might be able to destroy planets? No, they definitely can destroy planets, and even beyond that.
Finger beam. Talk about getting finger blasted.
That's a very lowball statement.
Oh, you laughed.
Absolutely not. Ki is just as much a defensive tool as well. Android 18 can enhance her strength, speed, and endurance.
Okay, a couple of things about that. First, once again, I don't like when they do with Dragon Ball characters. They really don't put up any feats. They did this with the Thor one. Every time they compare Thor to another character, they showcased some ridiculous feat that the other character did. They're like, this character can do this, and Thor is comparable to them, so he's, can do the same stuff, which they themselves stated in their first Goku versus Vegeta, what's the thing called? Goku versus Superman video. They stated that they're not going to do, power scaling. They're not going to be comparing characters' power levels because it can be very inconsistent. So you said before you're not doing power scaling, but now you're doing power scaling again. They continuously do this. That's my biggest problem with them, is when it comes to Dragon Ball, they're very dry when it comes to the feats. They're just explaining the background stuff and saying they defeated this character, and they don't give us context to how strong that character is. It doesn't really mean much to the general audience when they hear they've defeated this specific character. Then they're going to be thinking like, well, how powerful is that character? They never stated. That's the point. Also, he said she can use ki and stuff. The androids don't use ki. If they did, they would have been sensed by the Saiyans. What they use is a natural energy source that was built into them. Dr. Gero they're considered infinite energy models. Dr. Gero somehow created this machine that can create infinite energy, keep on restoring them. That's why they have like infinite stamina and stuff. So he put that in them, and it gave them infinite renewable energy. It could be like gamma radiation or whatever, but what they're using is natural energy, something like radiation, electricity, photons. That's what they use. they do not use ki. So people need to stop saying they don't use ki at all, because Android 16 uses the same equipment and he's fully mechanical, and a full mechanical thing cannot use ki since it's living energy. They will have ki in them, but I think their ki reserves are small, like human levels, whereas their power they draw from is from the natural energy source. So no, she does not use ki. They can use that energy source the same way, but still not ki.
The limitations of her physical body.
Oh yeah, and she can fly.
Unlike most warriors, 18's energy supply stems from a sort of battery within.
Yeah.
This system grants her a continuous and potentially endless supply.
But that system is using natural energy, not ki.
In fact, one of her favorite combat strategies is wasting time to make her enemy exhausted, then moving in to finish him off. She's making him burn up all his energy.
That is a big help in a fight, to have infinite energy source.
Other androids, it's even possible for 18 to steal her foe's energy for herself by absorbing it through her body, increasing her power and nullifying her opponent.
She cannot do that. They literally talked about the different one. There's two different models. There's the energy absorption models, and there's the infinite energy models. The energy absorption models was 19 and 20. I forgot which one was Dr. Joe, which number he was. But yeah, those are the absorption models, where they absorb ki and convert it into natural energy, and that's where they get their power from. Whereas 18, 17, and 16, they have an infinite energy source in them. They don't need to absorb energy to replenish their energy or get stronger. They just have that in them, and it continuously produces energy, so they can have infinite amount of basically stamina. So no, that is not true. They're using this from Xenoverse 2, and people called it out, and they should. I mean, it's stupid that you're using a video game where you can equip different moves onto the characters and stuff. But yeah, none of Android 17, 18, and 16 do not have energy absorbing abilities. They have infinite energy reserves, but they don't have that.
So you can bet she'll always go the distance. Like Rocky Balboa, except, you know, way stronger and way prettier.
18 is tough enough to deflect Goku's Kamehameha attack.
Dominant.
Even
See, here's the stuff they say: dominated Earth in an alternate timeline. Okay, they dominated Earth, but who were the beings that they dominated? Broke a Super Saiyan arm. How powerful does that make you to break somebody who's a Super Saiyan's arm? Defeated Vegeta, Goten, Trunks, and Future Gohan. Okay, what does that mean? Help defeat 17 and GT, deflected Super Saiyan Blue, Kamehameha, blocked Trunks' sword. See, Frieza, who survived. See, that's the only feat that they actually put, was Trunks' sword, who killed Frieza, who survived a planet bust. That is the only feat they have here. When they say feats and stuff for Dragon Ball, they beat this character, they hurt this character. Once again, that does not matter if we do not know how strong those characters are. Like what they do with the Thor versus Vegeta video. With the Thor Vegeta video, they're saying Thor beat this character, and this character is this powerful, to showcase how impressive it is. That's the best way to do it. Whereas Vegeta, they just said he beat these characters, and we don't know how powerful those characters are, so it doesn't really mean much. So all these supposed feats don't mean shit except for the block Trunks' sword, which killed Frieza, who survived Planet Bust. That's the only feat that they've shown, and that's why a lot of people don't think the Dragon Ball character is that powerful.
he's in Super Saiyan Blue form. Also, she can kick hard enough to break Super Saiyan Vegeta.
I'm gonna skip these soon.
Vegeta's extremely high ki levels improve his body to support his gravity, making his weight about 55,000 pounds. That means the tibia in his leg would be supporting over 40,000 pounds, the equivalent of 8 pickup trucks.
Damn, I wish I had bones like that. I could...
Didn't say anything wrong with that one. I just want to state I did make a video on the gravity training and how it works, and I think a lot of people oversimplify gravity training to it just multiplies your body weight to how much gravity you're using. Like if you're using 10 times Earth's gravity, that means your body in total is just 10 times. But you have to also think about the individual parts, your fingernails, your hair, your eyes, your teeth, your skin. It will be 10 times heavier, so that means it will start to sag and pull. So for these guys to be able to move, not only survive, but move in these type of high levels of gravity, they would need to have their body be strong enough to not only handle the excess weight, but also the individual parts. Because if your blood cells start getting more dense, it starts moving slower and starts clotting in your heart. Your organs start getting crushed and stuff. So for them to be able to do this, they have to transfer their energy throughout their entire body, every individual part, and keep it strong and healthy to prevent, you know, the compression of gravity. So I think people oversimplify it. It's not just, oh, his weight is 10 times. It's every individual part. When you put that into consideration, it's far more tough. So the amount of power it requires to exert to handle a high level of gravity is not equivalent to the amount of gravity, but even higher than that, because it's not just the body weight you're having to deal with, you have to deal with all the single individual parts, such as your organs and your blood and stuff, which makes it more complex.
Fire so many bazookas and never have to worry about falling down.
On top of that, she's able to use her constant supply of ki to easily match the speed of a Super Saiyan. We've previously established that an Ascended Super Saiyan can fly approximately 340,000 miles per hour, so it's reasonable to believe 18 can do the same.
Man, this P stuff is...
I stated in the Goku vs Superman video that they got the calculations wrong with the, you know, this stuff. They made Super Saiyan. It was weird because they made Super Saiyan Goku half the speed of base Goku, and Super Saiyan 2 Goku the same speed as base Goku. So they got that wrong. I know people will say, well, they stated in the bottom of this video that they miscalculated, but that video came out in 2012. That means that they had 5 years prior after that to correct their problem, and they only did it in the comments section. You had that much time to correct it, and you guys are supposed to be this legit source when it comes to like debating who would win, and it took you this long and only in the comment section to state that. They went with this shit with the first Go for Superman death battle. They did it with the second one. They did it with the Majin Buu versus Kirby video. They did it with they did with those videos, and now they're calling it out. And they didn't even call it out in the video. They called it out in the comment section because they were that late. It's just dumb to me. And even then, the gravity formula using that as a multiplier, I stated was stupid because that's not a really good way to equivalent how strong they are. Because Vegeta, you know, prior to that was already at 350 times Earth's gravity, meaning that to go from 500, what it was like 86 times, that is nothing. Because if he could do 350 way back then, that would mean that they got less than 2 times stronger than that. So that gravity formula is trash. Also, they used Goku flying on Snake Way, which I made a video on that too, calling it out for being power scaling inconsistency. I think is dumb. But also, we've seen better feats like Goku going halfway across Planet Namek within like a second or less. So they could have used better feats for that.
Seriously awesome. Maybe I should start meditating or something.
Ki allows her to survive serious blows. She's even tanked the full brunt of the Super Saiyan Ki Blast, capable of obliterating an entire building without a scratch.
Can't say that.
Capable of obliterating an entire building. Wow. Talk about an underestimation much? Like, these guys were destroying cities all the way back in, you know, Dragon Ball. You saw King Piccolo wiping out cities. That's way more than a building. This is what I hate. They highly lowball the characters. This is what they used to do a lot. They're doing it better with their power now. I respect them more now than I did back then. But they used to make stupid statements like this where destroying a building. First of all, that's not impressive. Second of all, destroying a building at this point, no. These guys are planet busters. Just say that. Even destroying a building... The reason they show them only destroying buildings is because these guys are holding back. They don't want to destroy the planet. Vegeta even stated that at this point, because at that point in time, they reached such a level of power they could not only destroy planets and beyond that, but they were so powerful they couldn't even control that. So they were always on high alert and high guard to not destroy the planet when they fired an attack. I remember in this fight against her, he even stated, I could destroy this whole planet if I don't control my power. And when he did the Final Flash, he was about to destroy the Earth when he was hitting Cell with it, until he minimized the size of it and, you know, targeted off Earth. And that's why the whole fight between Goku and Cell, they were worried about their fighting the Kamehameha, because if it came to the ground, it would have destroyed the Earth. Even with their, even if they had control of their power, it was so high, and they didn't have good enough control that it would destroy the Earth. So they would always have to aim up at the sky to avoid that. So no, they were beyond planet busting. Just because they showed mountains and buildings getting destroyed, the reason they do that is they don't want to destroy the planet. Obviously, they're trying to protect it. And then later on in the Buu Saga, they learn how to control it to minimize the blast radius. So they didn't destroy Earth by an accident.
Sweet ass jacket. Man, 18 is awesome.
Unfortunately susceptible to a number of weaknesses, including her own programming. Fearing her unruliness, Jiro designed her with a remote shutdown system in place, one that both on top of that, 18 has a reputation of being cold and apathetic. Although this is mostly just a guise, as she's always ready to defend her friends and family from threats. She even joined Goku, keeping the universe from annihilation. It's safe to say the Super Saiyans are not the only ones protecting the...
Hold on to your dragon.
In her
Like I said, the problem with those, if you look at their videos on Dragon Ball characters, you look at the feats that they state and stuff and compare to the other character, how many feats did they put in that? Maybe a handful, 3, 4 maybe? The rest of it was just backstory and then giving us, they're strong enough to be this character, they're strong enough to be that character. We don't get a comparison how strong those characters are, we're just going to compare them. And it's like, that doesn't really mean much to most people. Watch when you see Carol Danvers, they're going to tell you tons of feats instead of just the story. Photon energy
with
like
superhuman strength and incredible durability.
She learned how to fly.
Power of a white hole, star level energy, white hole,
Planes
that's
in the
weird.
Air Force, but now she could fly herself and super fast.
Speaking of which, through her time with the Air Force and as a member of the Avengers, she's received years of quality combat training. Not only can she hit hard, she can fire powerful concussive blasts of photon and stellar light energy from her hands, as well as create energy fields.
As if all that weren't enough, Carol can open up an extra can of whoop-ass by absorbing energy. Absorbing anything from electricity to magic can make her even stronger.
With these powers, Captain Marvel has done some pretty amazing things. While training with the Avengers, the combat simulation measured that she could deliver a force of 92 tons. Almost 10 times the destructive power of a Davy Crockett nuclear missile.
She can survive energy blasts to the face and even the vacuum of space for a long period of time. Once she flew from Broadway to the end of the atmosphere in only 1 minute and 58 seconds.
Okay.
That's a lot of sky to cover in less than 2 minutes.
She claims that's her personal record. Now, considering the distance between a New York City street and the exosphere, Marvel must have been flying 247 times faster than the speed of sound.
Carol has
At least she's more on the lower ends of power.
out of his armor and even survived 2 point-blank blasts from the Destructor's beam, which has enough power to punch holes through an Imperial Kree starship.
And that's not even the height of her power. If Marvel absorbs enough energy, she can access the powers of binary, a form she took after losing her powers, getting lost in space, and of a white hole, and generate star levels of energy.
And her hair's on fire.
Were you even listening? That's like the least interesting thing about it.
Says you. Look at it.
Enemy ships, but one that Captain Marvel does not have easy access to. She initially lost the form after expending all of its energy, and is unable to reach it again without absorbing a massive amount of interstellar energy, such as the infinite energy from a gravitational field of a black hole singularity.
She's too stubborn to just give up, though.
She's stubborn to a fault, even rushing headlong into situations while ignoring it.
She is known for being an arrogant character. That's why a lot of people don't like her.
Started a civil war between
Annoying ass.
Tony Stark, of all people, thinks you have a drinking problem? You should probably listen to him instead of trying to fly into space.
Captain Marvel is a seasoned hero with a record that most would be envious of. Hell, she's such a pillar. She's named after the publishing company itself.
KO! Ouch! Now that's a crushing blow.
Captain Marvel may have been one of the Avengers' mightiest warriors, but she couldn't stand up to the impressive power, speed, and expertise of Android 18.
First off, the numbers don't lie. When it comes to speed, Carol's best record put her in just under 200,000 miles per hour, but 18 could move over 100,000 miles faster.
Most apparent of all, Marvel's durability and strength.
Like I said, they already stated in the conversation that I was wrong, so she would be even faster in their calculations. Also, I don't use the gravity formula. They say they don't make assumptions, but that was 100% an assumption. They created their own BS. Also, there's better feats of Goku speed. I do think the Snake Way feat is more of an anti-feat. It's an inconsistency. It doesn't make sense. Goku's a lot faster than that. He should have been able to travel Snake Way a lot quicker. And there's the one where he traveled across, like I said, Planamic, halfway across Planamic, less than a second, which would put him way past that. So she should be even faster than that, if I'm being honest.
In comparison to 18's, the only way Marvel's power could match 18's was to absorb enough energy to reach her binary form.
But 18 is no stranger to that technique. There's no doubt she recognized what Carol was doing and stopped feeding her energy. Even if Carol had somehow achieved the full force of Binary, that wouldn't have guaranteed a win. I mean, the last time we saw Binary in the comics, she was taken down by some alien guns. Yeah, she's not as good at absorbing energy as she thought.
With superior speed.
Oh, she's talking about alien guns. The thing about it is, normally when you hear that, like, oh, that's not impressive. And I'm not saying that whatever it might be or might not be, but in comics it's a lot more complex. The weapons that they use might be, using some advanced stuff. I mean, hell, they have Captain America's shield is one of the most powerful things in the world, but it's because of the materials made. Because in comic books, they can create whatever the hell they want. They create fake materials that can withstand, planets getting destroyed, even though in real world there's nothing that durable. But they do that, so who knows? Maybe the guns that they were using against her had some effect where it was created specifically for binary form to have like an anti-binary thing, or it had like a lot of power. I know for the Incredible Hulk, they have anti-gamma guns where they fire at him, and it's supposed to deplete his gamma reserves or hurt him through his gamma wise. It's not that naturally guns or energy blast will hurt him. It's just that it was specifically made for him. So I don't know enough about that to say, oh yeah, she was taken out by a gun. See that? It really depends.
Strength, tactics, and endurance. Android 18 simply wore Captain Marvel down until it was time to go in for the kill.
And that's why Captain Marvel lost by TKO. God, that one was awful.
The winner is, and go away, we're about to...
Well, that was it for this video. There wasn't much to talk about. I did have some gripes with it and complaints with it. It's just that I don't know enough about Captain Marvel, and I don't give a shit about Captain Marvel. If I'm being honest, I know I've been shitting on her, but I don't think anybody in general really cares about her as a character or likes her as a character. She's an annoying character. Android 18, I think she's a cool character, but she just doesn't have enough. The only time she did something was in the Android saga, and even it wasn't throughout the entire Android saga she did something. She did it in the, beginning half, did a couple of stuff, impressive feats, but for the rest of the time she didn't really do anything. In Trunks' timeline, all she did was destroy small towns and stuff and buildings because they were trying to mess around with people. And you can say the Tournament of Power she did a little more, but she didn't also still do that much in there, so there's just not enough to use Android 18. She's one of those characters that there's not really enough information to go off of how strong she is. The only way you can see how strong she is by comparison. This character, like Super Saiyan Vegeta, was able to destroy planets, move this fast and stuff, and then compare her saying she was better than him, so she would have those stats but higher. So yeah, that's the only thing you can really do. So it's very cut and dry when it comes to these characters. I think that's why I didn't want to do it before, because it felt like there wasn't really much to it. Most of it was just them explaining their backstory. If they cut it down, they could have made the video shorter, and it still wouldn't have changed really anything. It wouldn't have made the video any less. Like I said about the the Vegeta versus Thor video, I'm going to be bringing out a debunking video. I'm going to do some information, but I would prefer, if you guys do know about Thor, give me some recommendations for the comic books I can go check out and read, so I can, do the video, so I can find, some power scale and to see how powerful he is. Also, like I said in the beginning of this video, when I was in the beginning of the reaction itself, I have been editing the stuff on, because what happened was, every time when I was checking on my YouTube channel, it said I got copyright claim, and it was from Rooster Teeth, the company that owns Death Battle. So I was keep on getting a copyright claim, and I was just wondering why. And, not wondering why, I knew there were specific parts in it where I have to cut out. Luckily for me, there was I think barely a minute of stuff to cut out. So if you do see for people who watched it when it first came out, you watched the original whole thing. But for those who came out afterwards and are now keep on watching it, you're watching an edited version of the one that I had. And I'm not editing to hide anything or to be like, oh look, I'm editing this out because I'm afraid to be disproven. I don't care about being disproven. I can't be 100% correct about everything. So that's not the problem. It's just that was the reasoning. So I don't want you guys to think that I'm doing this on purpose, just what's the thing called? Editing it out to protect my image and make myself look like I know what I'm talking about. It's just doing it because, they keep on giving me that. I'm in the danger zone right now. I still have 2 strikes. I'm still waiting for them to be done. And I really don't want to get a third one. They said copyright claim from my other videos too, but then it switched over to a copyright strike, and I don't want that to happen again. So I'll message Rooster Teeth. Hopefully they're cool enough to just keep it as a copyright claim and not strike it, so I'll be fine. One good thing of silver lining is they do leave it worldwide, so I don't know if they might do that, but yeah, I'll still have to check with them. But yeah, there wasn't really much to talk about in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for my next video.